Hey guys, so I'm going to be reading today from the book. I'm actually going to be reading it on the computer so that I keep up with what you guys are seeing. But the thing is, with the audio that I found on YouTube, if you guys research it, it actually skips over some of the scenes, so it's a little bit shortened. So I don't want you guys to get confused, which is why I'm going to read it to you on the days that it might do that. Okay, so I'm not gonna actually read from this book. I'm gonna read from the computer version that I gave you guys so that I can just keep up with exactly what you guys are looking at. Okay, so we're gonna start on page 22, and remember, if you just hover over the top, you'll see where the page number is. Okay, so I'll try to show you really quick. If you hover over the top, you can see up here page 22. Okay, so just so you guys see that. Alright, so on page 22 it goes over the cast. So we have a few characters here. There's only a little bit. So there's Ruth Younger, Walter Lee Younger, Travis Younger, and Beneatha Younger, and Lena Younger. So those are the 5 Younger family. So those are the 5 main characters. And then you have a few more under there. I'm not going to read them all. You guys can read those on your own. Alright, if you go down to page 23, we're going to skip it, skip 24. If you go to page 25, it shows the acts. So it says Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Okay, and then the scenes from there. So that's how plays and dramas are organized. Alright, so we're going to start with Act 1, Scene 1 today. We're not going to finish the whole scene. We're just going to go up to page 30, the end of page 30. Okay, so we're on page 26 right now. Page 26. If you need to pause this video at any point to get back to the text, then you do that, okay? But I want you reading along while I'm reading to you, all right? Act 1, Scene 1. The Younger living room would be a comfortable and well-ordered room if it were not for a number of indestructible contradictions to this state of being. Its furnishings are typical and undistinguished, and their primary feature now is that they have clearly had to accommodate the living of too many people for too many years, and they are tired. Still, we can see that at some time, a time probably no longer remembered by the family, except perhaps for Mama, the furnishings of this room were actually selected with care and love, and even hope, and brought to this apartment and arranged with taste and pride. That was a long time ago. Now, the once loved pattern of the couch upholstery has to fight to show itself from under acres of crochet doilies and couch covers, which have themselves finally come to be more important than the upholstery. And here, a table or a chair has been moved to disguise the worn places in the carpet. But the carpet has fought back by showing its weariness with depressing uniformity elsewhere on its surface. Weariness has, in fact, won in this room. Everything has been polished, washed, sat on, used, scrubbed too often. All pretenses but living itself have long since vanished from the very atmosphere of this room. Moreover, a section of this room, for it is not really a room unto itself, though the landlord's lease would make it seem so, slopes backward to provide a small kitchen area, where the family prepares the meals that are eaten in the living room proper, which must also serve as dining room. The single window that has been provided for those 2 rooms is located in this kitchen area. The sole natural light the family may enjoy in the course of a day is only that which fights its way through this little window. At left, a door leads to a bedroom, which is shared by Mama and her daughter, Beneatha. At right, opposite, is a second room, which in the beginning of the life of this apartment was probably a breakfast room, which serves as a bedroom for Walter and his wife, Ruth. Time, sometime between World War II and the present. Place, Chicago South Side. At rise. It is morning, dark in the living room. Travis is asleep on the make-down bed at center. An alarm clock sounds from within the bedroom at right, and presently Ruth enters from that room and closes the door behind her. She crosses sleepily toward the window. As she passes her sleeping son, she reaches down and shakes him a little. At the window, she raises the shade and a dusky south side morning light comes in feebly. She fills a pot with water and puts it on to boil. She calls to the boy, between yawns, in a slightly muffled voice. Ruth is about 30. We can see that she was a pretty girl, even exceptionally so, But now it is apparent that life has been little that she expected, and disappointment has already begun to hang on her face. In a few years, before 35 even, she will be known among her people as a settled woman. She crosses to her son and gives him a good, final, rousing shake. "Come on now, boy, it's 7:30. Her son sits up at last in a stupor of sleepiness. "I say, hurry up, Travis. You ain't the only person in the world got to use a bathroom." The child, a sturdy, handsome little boy of 10 or 11, drags himself out of the bed and almost blindly takes his towels and today's clothes from drawers and a closet and goes out to the bathroom, which is an outside hall and which is shared by another family or families on the same floor. Ruth crosses to the bedroom door at right and opens it and calls into her husband. "Walter Lee, it's after 7:30. Let me see you do some waking up in there now." She waits. "You better get up from there, man. It's after 7:30, I tell you." She waits again. "All right, you just go ahead and lay there. Next thing you know, Travis be finished and Mr. Johnson will be in there and you'll be fussing and cussing around here like a madman. And be late, too." She waits at the end of patience. "Walter Lee, it's time for you to get up." She waits another second and then starts to go into the bedroom, but is apparently satisfied that her husband has begun to get up. She stops, pulls the door to, and returns to the kitchen area. She wipes her face with a moist cloth and runs her fingers through her sleep disheveled hair in a vain effort and ties an apron around her housecoat. The bedroom door at right opens and her husband stands in the doorway in his pajamas, which are rumpled and mismatched. He is a lean, intense young man in his middle 30s, inclined to quick, nervous movements and erratic speech habits, and always in his voice there is a quality of indictment. "Is he out yet?" "What you mean out? He ain't hardly got in there good yet." Wandering in, still more oriented to sleep than to a new day. "Well, what was you doing all that yelling for if I can't even get in there yet?" Stopping and thinking. "Check coming today?" "They said Saturday, and this is just Friday, and I hopes to God you ain't going to get up here first thing this morning and start talking to me about no money, 'cause I about don't want to hear it." "Something the matter with you this morning?" "No, I'm just sleepy as the devil. What kind of eggs do you want?" "Not scrambled." Ruth starts to scramble eggs. "Paper come?" Ruth points impatiently to the rolled-up Tribune on the table, and he gets it and spreads it out and vaguely reads the front page. "Set off another bomb yesterday?" "Did they?" "What's the matter with you?" "Ain't nothing the matter with me, and don't keep asking me that this morning." "Ain't nobody bothering you." "Say Colonel McCormick is sick." "Is he now? Poor thing." "Oh, me. Now, what is that boy doing in that bathroom all this time? He's just going to have to start getting up earlier. I can't be being late to work on account of him fooling around in there." "Oh, no. He ain't going to be getting up no earlier, no such thing. It ain't his fault that he can't get to bed no earlier nights, 'cause he got a bunch of crazy good-for-nothing clowns sitting up, running their mouths in what is supposed to be his bedroom after 10 o'clock at night." "That's what you're mad about, ain't it? The things I want to talk about with my friends just couldn't be important in your mind, could they?" He rises and finds a cigarette in her handbag on the table and crosses to the little window and looks out, smoking and deeply enjoying this first one. Almost matter-of-factly, a complaint too automatic to deserve emphasis. "Why you always gotta smoke before you eat in the morning?" "Just look at him down there, running and racing to work." He turns and faces his wife and watches her a moment at the stove, and then suddenly, "You look young this morning, baby." "Yeah?" "Just for a second, stirring them eggs. Just for a second, you looked real young again." He reaches for her. She crosses away. "It's gone now. You look like yourself again." "If you don't shut up and leave me alone." Looking out to the street again. First thing a man ought to learn in his life is not to make love to no colored woman first thing in the morning. You all some evil people at 8 o'clock in the morning. Travis appears in the hall doorway, almost fully dressed and quite wide awake now, his towels and pajamas across his shoulders. He opens the door and signals for his father to make the bathroom in a hurry. Okay, so that was the first time I've read this to you guys, and I want you guys to, it's so important to really, really focus on where I am, because I don't want to ruin the flow of the reading, so that you guys can kind of like get your minds into it. So that was right at the top of page 31. And real quick, let's just go over the 2 questions that you have for today. So number 5 says, what words and phrases does Hanbara use to describe the younger family's home? So she uses a lot of phrases and words in the beginning to describe like what their house looks like, what their home is like. So you gotta focus on that. Then it says, what are the connotations? Remember, connotations are the feelings or emotions of these words. So like, what is the feeling that you get from these words that she uses, okay? And then number 6, what challenges does the younger's living situation pose to the family? Pose means present, right? So just from that little bit that we read already, what are the challenges that they have that, like, their living situation is very challenging, but how? How is it challenging? Like, what does it present to them? So I want you to think about that, okay? So obviously they're like, I'll give you a hint, they're living in very close quarters. They say there's only 1 window for 2 bedrooms, and there's like 5 of them living there. So it's a lot of people, and they're getting on each other's nerves a little bit, and it's only in the morning so far. So you got to think about that, okay? There is an extension, so if you go down to the yellow part, it's just extra credit. But good luck, you guys. All right, you got this. There is an exit ticket as well, so just pay attention to that, okay? If you need any help, email me or write in the private comments. All right, good luck. Bye.